Hey guys, this is Odd1 Gaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today's video is extremely exciting for me because what I'm going to show you is mind-blowing. Like, I just cannot put it in any other words. Basically, what I will be showing you is a solo for Shogun stage 25 with one epic that before this we could all say 100% he's the worst epic in the game. Okay, so we will be using the worst epic in the game to solo Shogun 25 with food. Okay, you can bring 4 food champions. I've not tested this extensively with food because that can be a little bit tricky on the way the damage is spread, but I can guarantee you that at least that hero can solo Shogun 25, and that's going to be Tolf the Maimed. You heard it right. The worst, the most useless, what the hell's going on with this kid champion in the game. Tolf the Maimed is actually amazing, and he can solo Shogun 25. Okay, before I jump into the video, I just want to say I want to give a shout out to Hell Hades, because I actually saw Hell Hades do a video on Tolf soloing stages 1 to 24. So the cool thing about this is you can put him in the same build from stage 1 up until stage 25, and he can do everything. Okay, he's gonna be able to solo every single stage from the beginning for you, and that's gonna be, you know, just mind-blowing. So let's just do a run and see how it goes. Like, watch it fail, because that's how it is, you know, when you want to try and showcase sometimes something, it just fails. But just, I'm gonna do a run and I'm gonna showcase this, and I'm gonna say this from now, you know, before we get into the build and all that. It's not easy, okay? It's not gonna be easiest build in the world, everybody can do it, stuff like that. No, it does require some pieces of gear, it does require certain accessories, you know, certain builds. It does require you to have, the most important thing, it does require you to have Tolf to be 5-star or above awakened. Okay, if you don't have him 5-star or above, I'm not sure it's gonna work. Maybe it can work with 4-star as well, but I cannot guarantee. However, with 5-star or above, I can guarantee you can do it. I did not have a 4-star, I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the test server. I just did some random polls, I put them in my wish list, and I said, you know what, let me do my summons. I actually got a 5-star, so that's why I'm making this video. If I had a 4-star to test, I would test it out. It might work with the 4-star as well, honestly, because he does do the double hit, so he should keep this timer down. Basically, you want to keep that shade counter down. The more that shade counter goes up, the bigger the problem we're gonna have, because obviously every shade counter makes him ignore more stuff, plus every shade counter gives him 1 crit, 1 crit damage, and obviously the more he crits, the more damage he does to you, the higher the chance he's gonna kill you. Okay, but if you keep this shade counter down, as you can see that I'm doing, you're not gonna have any problem, and you should easily be able to just solo this guy every time. Like, I really hope that this is not a bug. Like, I really hope they do not fix it, because you know what, they would give a purpose in the game for the worst epic in the game. Okay, same way that I've seen Boozor do a solo Adeline, even though, like, I tried to look at it, it does not work for me. Like, I even had better stats than him, didn't work. But like, for this, I think it's like a little bit of a bug, so I'm not sure if they're gonna fix it. Please don't fix it. Raid, if you just don't fix it. So the reason I'm saying it might be a bug is basically, how do you tackle this boss? The biggest problem you have is that enfeeble debuff. Okay, that enfeeble debuff makes you weak hit, and every time you weak hit, the boss gets shade counters up. Okay, so that's what happens. Whenever an enfeeble debuff is removed, the transfer, he gets shade counter. Whenever let me see, what does it say? Every time you weak hit, the boss gets shade counters. What does it say that? Like, I cannot find it right now. I'm not gonna keep looking like mad, but basically every time you weak hit, the boss gets, I think he gets like 5 shade counters. I have to look it. Okay, 1 second, let me find it, and then we're gonna be right back, because I don't want to just leave it like this. Okay, it didn't take me that long, so it's over here. Whenever an enemy lands a weak hit on Akumori, increases the shade counter by 2 on stages 1-10, 4 stages 11-20, and then 6 on stages 21 to 25. So obviously you want to keep that shade counter down, and if you weak hit, that is going to be a problem. However, as you can see, this is the reason why this one's working. Okay, as you can see, Tolf the Maimed does not weak hit ever. Even though he has that enfeeble on him, he does not weak hit. So what happened basically is a fun thing. This weekend I was looking like, you know what, I remember seeing this video from Hell Hades, and then I thought, Euros could solo it as well because he has good HP, he's really tanky, you know, he keeps gaining max HP every time the boss hits him. So I said, let me try it. But the counter just kept going up and up and up. And then I was talking with a clanmate, Shaper, shout out to OG Shaper. He said, you know what, let me have a look. He looked and like, oh yeah, Tolf never weak hits. Well, I guess that the way that this one's coded is, if you look over here, it says, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit heals the champion by 30% of the damage inflicted. This attack cannot be critical, okay? Same thing over here, this attack cannot be critical. I think that the way that this one's coded is, again, please don't fix the rate. But I think that the way this one's coded is because it cannot critical hit, I think it's just always coded as a normal hit. There's only one champion in the game that I know of that has a specific hit, which, by the way, I think he can solo it as well. I just need to get a 5 or 6 star awakening for him to try it out. But Gnarhorn's the only one that says that this attack cannot be strong, critical, or weak hit, which means every time he hits the boss, even though he has Enfeeble on, he will never weak hit. So Gnarhorn could be another one that could be able to do it. But Tolf the main soloing him, that's just mind-blowing. And again, like I said, you take him from stage 1 up to stage 25, he's still gonna be able to do it. Now, let's have a look at the builds, and I'm gonna tell you from what I played, from what I tested, and what I've seen in Hell Hades' videos, I'm gonna show you the best that I think makes this work with stats, gear sets, and masteries and awakenings. First of all, let's look at the gear sets. I'm running him with regeneration and retaliation. The more counterattacks you can get out there, the better, because he heals based on the damage that he inflicts, and at the same time, every time he attacks, because he has high awakening, he pushes back the boss's shade counter. So, you know, that should keep you alive pretty much. Also, if he basically does a counterattack when the boss does 2 turns, because you know what, you're not going to be able to get him 350 speed and be tanky, so sometimes the boss will take 2 turns. If you counterattack before that, he's going to be able to take advantage of the awakening that I'm going to show you and the blood shield accessory. So, like I said, regen, retaliation, I do have on him also. Give him as many revenge accessories as you can, that's, you know, basically 2, but make sure you have at least 1 blood shield accessory. This is mandatory. Doesn't have to be an amulet, doesn't have to be a ring, doesn't have to be, it's any of the 3, okay? Any of the 3 blood shield accessories that gives him a shield every time he attacks is mandatory, because that's how you keep yourself alive. It's that shield from the blood shield accessories plus the emergency heal. Apart from the fact that this one gives you a ton of stats, okay? Also, every time the shield takes down, he heals himself by 9% of his max HP, okay? So, heals this champion whenever a shield buff placed on them is removed, is removed or is broken by an enemy attack, okay? It has a 1-turn cooldown. So, basically every time that shield falls, you get a 9% heal, which is basically almost half of the regen set, even more than half. It's basically the equivalent to having 3 immortal sets. So, because I saw the regen plus this one is enough to kind of heal him, I gave him the retaliation for more War Master procs, more counterattacks, and more healing. And then the stats, when we're talking about stats, you see I don't have as much. I think Hell Hades had like 110,000 and like close to 5k defense. I don't even have as high, and it still works. I think it's the power of having the retaliation, but one thing that I do suggest is have at least minimum of 260 speed, okay? You don't want him to be extremely slow, because if he's really slow, the boss is going to take too many turns, you don't get the chance to heal up enough, and you're just going to die, okay? So definitely keep that in mind. Now, again, I don't have all awakened pieces of gear. See, I have like rare gear over here. I do have an epic piece here that's pretty decent, but it's not OP, okay? This one just gives me a ton of speed. Crit rate, crit damage doesn't benefit me. Again, this one's pretty good, so I don't have OP gear, okay? It's not, and not everything's OP. It's, you know, it's good gear. You do need good gear, but it's not OP. Now, when it comes to the masteries, one thing that's really important is obviously War Master. You wanna have those War Master procs, and even though he hits 2 times, people might be like, why not go Giant Slayer? Because Giant Slayer only has a 30% chance to land, whereas War Master has a 60% chance. And the reason why the War Master is really good as well is because War Master counts as an extra hit from your champion, and that basically takes the shade counter down by the equivalent of his awakening. So if he does 1 hit, he takes down 5, okay, because he doesn't weak hit. But then if he procs the War Master, he will take 10 shade counters. That's why you saw we had the boss at like 40. We hit it with the War Master proc, and it just dropped. The counter jumps up early pretty fast because of the the fodder that gets killed, but after that we slowly take it down and then we're good. So You want to go down offense tree, grab a life drinker, that's going to help you heal a little bit once you go under 50%. Definitely grab War Master, and then you can try both ways. I decided to go with defense tree to grab more defense, grab blast proof to take less damage when we take AoE hits, even though it doesn't always happen, like he mostly, that boss does single target hit. Then you can grab rejuvenation. This one's good because he's going to get bigger shields, bigger heals. That definitely helps. Then you want to get Resurgent. You know, every time there's a hero is more than 25% HP, you want to have a chance to remove that decreased defense. So this one's going to be helpful. Then 100% delay death, because this one's going to give you a ton of survivability. That 6% is huge. And then the Retribution, because as you saw, we do lose more than 25% of our health. So you want that extra layer, that extra chance to counterattack. That's where Retribution comes in. And then also to Cycle Revenge doesn't really matter. However, if you see that maybe your healing is not enough, you don't survive as well, you could even go down support tree, go with the Steadfast first, more HP, then go with Lay on Hands, because this one helps the regeneration set, and I'm not sure, but I think it helps the Awakening as well. You can also grab Shield Bearer, because, you know, he's going to put the shield on himself, more healing, and then you could even grab Spirit Haste. If you cannot quite get him to like 260, you can get him to 240 with Spirit Haste, because this one is going to give you 24 more speed once 3 of our allies die. So I think this is pretty much covers it. My mind is still blown. I still cannot believe that the worst epic in the game, Tolf the Main, manages to solo Shogun 25 with food, and it's just amazing. Honestly, he's gonna be my most wanted blessing that I want to get on my account now. Like, I really want to get the 5 or 6 star Tolf the Main on my account, because as you saw, he does it in 3 minutes. It's not like he does it 5-10 minutes, you know. It's like, oh my god, so slow. He does it in 3 minutes and a bit, and makes it worth it for me to farm food while I farm Shogun, and you know, just happy days afterwards. But yeah, I guess we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.